Let's go. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Let's go. Alright, let's see. Should share it all across my social medias. Copy pasta. Lol. University League of Legends. Why is that stuff there? Me up in Discord. Shut up. You see this because you own this channel. Whoa. Whoa. Let's see here. Verification. Wow. Where should I put this? Announcements, lounge. Oh, I probably can't say anything in the announcements. Oh wait, there's a stream one, isn't there? Twitch streams. Where else can I go? The collegiate. I don't know if I really want to share that over there. Nothing's going on at the moment. Oh, baby. For everyone tuning in, let's see here. I think I have my... Yep. Y'all can hear me. Oh, feel free to share it with your friends, family, fellow neats. Anyone following CSGO? I'm currently watching the CSGO Grand Finals right now for the major in Boston. It's pretty lit. I wish I had a better overlay. Oh, whoops. Well, since we have nothing else to do, might as well pop open the chest. Oh, let's see here. Rumble Champion Shard. Oh my god, I'm getting pranked. Oh. Holy shit, are you shitting me? Oh my god. I actually got fucking pranked. What the hell? I got just a Rumble Champion Shard. Holy shit. I'm tilted. Man, I wish I could stream better than 480p, but my computer's garbage. I'm sorry, Parker. I would love to, but I need about like another $700 to upgrade my PC because fucking GPUs are double in price now because of cryptocurrency, because of fucking Bitcoin. Whoever is onto that Bitcoin train, fuck you. Nah, you guys are okay. Pay to win. Yep, it's pay to win. I wanted to get double 1060s, and it's like, wait, instead of 500, it's gonna cost me like $1,000 to get double 1080s or 1060s. Like, Jesus. How's sound going for you guys? Sound good? We are ready. Well, it looks like we're waiting on Iowa right now. Blue side is Iowa. Red side is Minnesota. You know, at this rate, I'm just gonna end up playing Duel Links. Fuck it. This is a Duel Links stream now. While we're waiting for these monkeys to get started, you can watch this garbage of me clicking on things for auto duel. Oh, we're getting a message. Yes. Yep. Thanks. Wow. Good guy. Thank you, Thunder Saber. I'm not a player, but thank you. Oh, damn. I would play Hearthstone if I had more time to think about builds and stuff. Is this an Exodia stream? I wish I had Exodia. I don't actually. Oh shit! I'm just kidding. They're starting the game. All right, I'll exit out of this after I'm done with this duel. But it looks like our first bans are Cat Mouse. I'm surprised at the Cat ban since Ernst actually hasn't been playing much. But I mean, I suppose he is a long time one trick Katarina from way back when. Mal's Azir Kog'Maw coming out. Azir is fucking busted with Nunu. I expect to see both the Azir Nunu being banned out from red side. Jinx is also a possible ban here. We're still looking at hyper carries in the jungle or hyper carries in the AD role. So Jinx, Kog'Maw, both of them are pretty predominant in that area, and they are going to instantly lock up the Nunu. It's not overly surprising since Nunu is so busted. The Camille ban is actually directed towards Tanker since Tanker has shown a limited champion pool up top lane, and with the top lane pool mostly directed towards carry-ish top laners, you want to get rid of that as soon as you can. Talia and it looks like Sejuani being locked in. Sejuani still a very top tier jungle pick. Does just fine into the Nunu. Since Nunu is sort of a slow clearer. When it comes to larger camps, of course, if it's single target camps, he just blows them up. Talia is a very good pick for Ernst, in my opinion. It was banned the entire series last week, understandably, because it does allow Ernst to move around the map. Ernst is a player that likes to try and roam if possible, but he doesn't like to lose lane pressure while he does it, so he likes to make sure he can clear the entire wave before he roams. So Talia is a perfect champion for that, and that she can really get to lanes very quickly. And hover onto this Lucian pick, I'm not sure if it's a good pick. Oh, actually, if it was a Lucian, it's probably up in the top lane. But they are instead going to play the Jace. Jace also a fantastic top laner going into that Gangplank. I think Gangplank's run the Grasp now for the extra HP instead of the Klepto, but we'll see if Koopy Poopy decides to run Klepto. More money to win games, unranked players. I know Ernst can whip out a spicy Azir. Let's close this garbage. Oh wait. Alright, so, oh, and we get 2 more AD carries banned from the side of UMN. Interestingly enough, I think it's well warranted. But I think they're going to fall back for Kalista here. Kalista's a pretty priority, but it looks like they lock in the Taric instead. Since they did ban out 2 supports, I suppose they would want to take a support pick for themselves. But Callista is available. Ezreal, not very good here. Varus available. Caitlyn available. All 3 of those picks would work really well with the Nunu. But I'm not sure about the Varus pick since there aren't a whole lot of tank pressure on the side of Minnesota side. Sejuani, of course, is going to be a super tank. But Taric, not as big of a deal as far as tanks go. He is going to make everyone else invulnerable, but it doesn't really matter what AD carry you pick into invulnerability at that point. But Callista, as expected, locked in for Nidukon. So Karma mid is going to be the pick here. And I do still like Karma in this meta. He's a creepy mofo. Rookie never mind. Hey, Lamau. Hey, Lamau. Try and flame me, Parker. Fight me. Alright. I actually like this music coming in the background from this side. Only. So, while we wait for 3 minutes, we can talk about team comps. As far as team compositions go, I was mentioning the Varus, but they have essentially a protect the Varus composition, I believe. In that they have Nunu, Karma, they do have a Braum. That doesn't necessarily go in for a protect the yada yada composition, but it does provide zone protection along with the Nunu. However, what's good against these protect the AD carry compositions is poke, which is what the Jace provides. Talia is a little bit mid-range, too mid-range to really get poke down, but Nunu is fantastic, I think, against Callista, in that when you ult, Callista's attack speed slows. She gets no attack speed. They're going to be a very run-forward composition, I believe, with Sejuani, Talia, Callista, Taric. So, Nunu, Braum, fantastic picks against a run-at-you composition. Karma, of course, is also great for, in general, if you're running forward or backwards, with her slow capabilities and her speed-up capabilities. A lot's going to be put on Asgia if he's able to keep up with the rest of his supports. So Asgia is essentially the focal point of this composition, whereas there's a lot of lane power in all of these lanes drafted by the Minnesota side. Jace, the number 1v1 bully. Talia, fantastic lane pressure mid laner that she can really shove those early waves out, which is why the Karma makes sense here, because the Karma can also shove back out really well with the RQ combo. Soul Flare, I believe. But Callista is going to be dominating against this Varus, especially if Varus goes for the hyper carry build, which is what I assume. So he's going to be building that Rage Blade, which is going to take a lot of time to get built in this case. And Taric is going to scale pretty well, but the late game scaling is pretty decent on this side, whereas this is going to be all about that mid game power. Hey, Chase. Internet issues. If you flame, I will flame your house. Wow. Michelle with the fire. Alright. I'm gonna switch.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Audio. That's better. Alright. So they do have vision of the Nunu right here. But with Gangplank sitting around right there, they're not going to go for it. And you poke. Also, sort of useless to poke a Nunu early on, unless if you get a really big chunk. But they're setting it up top side. Looks like they're going for a top side invade here. Going in onto Poopy Poopy. And he's actually going to get heavily chunked down, which is going to be big here. Ben is in the area, trying to help out his Nunu, but they are going to look to burn this down. Probably going to spray. Tanker is in trouble here. He is going to burn the flash. But overall, I do believe this is a good trade for Minnesota in that they take away that... oh shit, I forgot to see what Poopy is bringing up in the top lane. I have no idea. Well, we'll see it later. Looks like we have a pause coming out. So I don't know what the reason for this pause is exactly. Get your foul mouth off this Christian website. Yes, Twitch is the most Christian of websites. We believe in the love of God, our Lord and Savior. This is a long pause. They must be taking their time to pray to their Lord and Savior. Always gotta throw in that nice prayer. There's a very long delay. I have no idea what's going on. Teams only get 10 minutes of pause time, I believe. I don't know who paused it. Oh my god. Resident Sleeper. Did you assume my religion? I may have assumed the entirety of Twitch viewers' religion here. Oh,
A summoner has disconnected.
Thank you, Sixth Flag there, for following the stream. But my apologies in that there really isn't anything happening right now. However, the pause time has gone past the allotted pause time, I believe. There and at admin. Oh, baby. Ooh. Thank you, Riley Chi, for the follow. I'm not sure if I got the second half of your name correct, but for sure it's Riley. And do you know why it's paused? Both disqualify. You heard it here first. Which team? Iowa was the one who paused. Thank you also for the follow, Thunder Saber 1. So right now, just waiting on admins to get back to me on this pause time rule. No poggers enabled. I mean, does anyone know how to enable those? I don't know if I can do so. Maybe it's under permissions. Permissions? Let's see. Who can stream, who can manage? Nope, that's definitely not that. Extension settings. Alright, so it looks like we are back into the game as Gia is AFK at the moment. But according to time, they aren't allowed any more than that. So they will have to be playing 4v5 for the time being, which is unfortunate. Watching Nidicon miss that. The last 2 CS there. I assume he is going overheal in the line. Massive CS leads for Minnesota. Yes, a very large CS coming from the bot lane, especially. But this is a very rough matchup for the Gangplank. Oh, Gangplank actually went for the whatchamacallit? Kleptomancer. Surprising. What if he had explosive diarrhea and just couldn't play anymore? Yeah, think of the children. Wait, are you saying he has explosive diarrhea to expel children out his butt? Is that what you're trying to imply? Because that's pretty graphic. I'm not sure if that's qualified to be put on my screen then. Klepto, well, I understand Klepto is standard on GP, but after the Klepto nerfs, is it still that good to run it over Grasp? Because from my understanding, Grasp still has about the same win rate as Klepto. Okay. Gank up in the top lane on Tanker, as Gia does reconnect here, so whatever issues he was having, hopefully he has them fixed. Giant Wave pushing into Tanker here, so I'd like him to see him take less risks here. As Gia is going to be having a grand old time. It looks like they are going to lane swap here, and it looks like they are going to be matched up. BK Smooth is going to be a little bit late on the uptake though, and that's going to give Minnesota a little bit more room to get some damage, free damage down to this top lane. Oh, that's some big damage. Alright. As Gia, level 2, is not having a great time, but Ernst actually putting the hurt onto Ben, and Ben is forced to flash. He does have TP, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but they are going to lose pressure onto this blue buff. Potato is level 4, so he's a little bit behind. But, ooh, they are going to get first blood for Zith on this Terra pick onto the Nunu, so another great move. It's going to do a lot for them here. Slow down that Nunu. Actually, Nunu doesn't really care. Zith might be a little bit out of position here. Definitely alone, but they aren't going to pursue that kill. Actually, they did have vision, but they would be losing a lot to tower there. And right now, EXP is a premium for Gia. So, really lucky that they gift us here. The extra attack speed helping him get this last CS here. Well, I mean, the health stacking essentially substitutes for his sterics to a degree. But, I mean, I certainly understand the fact that, of course, you want to hit T-Force, because without T-Force, Gangplank's pretty useless. Just like a lot of people that really need T-Force, they don't really do much without it. It looks like they want to make a play for this turret here, and they are going to burn a TP for that, but TP traded out for that wall, so overall I think it's a pretty good win there for the side of Minnesota. They also do get that Gangplank ult, so they are going to be able to take the tower regardless here. So they are up 2 turrets to none, and that's a pretty big power spike at this point, especially since they have a 55 CS lead in that on their marksman. I was gonna say in the bot lane, but they were in the top lane. Oh yeah, it's also a pretty big sizable lead in that top lane too. So they've got a pretty hefty power spike to work with right now, so I'd like to see them make that move over the mid, siege them, and it looks like that's what they're planning on doing. Oh, and a very nice sidestep from Ben, but it's still going to be a kill over to Zith. Oh, okay. Not ideal, but it is a kill secured nonetheless, and it is going to give them priority onto this mid lane. They shouldn't be able to really get this here. Potato shutting down the Nunu ultimate. And then fat fingering the stopwatch. Ooh, spicy. A very spicy meatball there. And that's going to be pretty disappointing for him. Stark standard since well, yeah, I mean, Stark's still pretty nice. What's the average MMR for Iowa? I don't really know. Zith is best player on team. Stop sounding so disappointed. XD. Yeah. I'm definitely a little bit disappointed since they had both carries sitting right on top of that kill. Now, the big thing is what they're actually going to do here with this next play. Since they've taken all the outer towers, or they've taken both the side towers, and mid lane is pretty close to being finished here. I'd like a little bit more focus, but if they secure Rift Herald, that can also do the trick here, where they can just throw it mid. They do have complete vision control over it, so they should be able to do it without the jungler, but of course having Potato there would make it faster, and he does arrive on the scene there. Tanker's having a pretty good time here, but he is going to find BK Smooth in his booty. Give him the smooth treatment here. Oh, and trying to juke But it looks like he is going to end up falling here. But they did have to burn a decent amount for that play with the... Ooh, and it looks like they're going to burn the Talia wall here, zone off the Nunu. They might jump on the Nunu, and Nunu's forced flash here. And they're going to maybe finish off this turret, but it is going to force out the GP-TP, so... that might kill the push here. Ernst, especially after taking that chunk, is definitely susceptible to dying here. So that's definitely going to kill the push. They have Iconic and DK Smooth, both Master Challenger. We're a top mid and AD. D4, D3 Master. Bad Rift. I mean, I don't think it was overly bad, but oh, Tinker. A little bit far out there. They were able to get... I'm not sure... they did summon it at the tier 2, right? So looking back at items here, we have GP done with the Triforce. Interested in seeing what his gold value is. He's only 50 gold behind due to that kill, so he's actually doing pretty well here. Tanker sitting on the Ghost Blade. Doesn't quite have the CDR boots. I'm not sure if he'd go CDR or if he'd go Tabbies. Both are pretty viable options here. Oh, and BK Smooth securing himself a nice juicy fat wolf for himself, so a little bit of good things going for him. Tanker is still in a very good position with this Ghostblade purchase, but Poopy Poopy should have a little bit more sustain here on that gangplank with the oranges. And with, well, he doesn't have any more ticking, but he did. And he did have some ticking. There's Corrupting Potions. Very true. So we're looking for maybe a flash ultimate from the Varus, and that's exactly what we see there. Just gonna burn 2 flashes to get out of the way of that one. Oh, Tinker taking a turret shot there, a little bit scary, but ooh, Koopy Poopy popping. Oh, and fantastic follow-up there, but Koopy Poopy popping that stopwatch almost saved him there, but it does open up for a possibility of Nidukon going down. He's going to need Zithorus to give him some peel. And it looks like everyone's just running for the hills here, and Zithorus is going to be the sacrifice. And they get the shutdown, but it goes over to BK Smooth. Not the most ideal target for him. But, I suppose they got the shutdown. So, really what matters, right? But they do get a kill over on the gangplank for the Jace, and they were able to crack that bottom tower. So, still, I would say a win for Minnesota. However, the trade wasn't... trade from Iowa was able to get something. And when you're down, you want to at least get something when you're this far behind. So the lead is going to be about 6k. And 5 towers is... Oof, a lot of towers there. So most of this is from those towers. Let's see, gold values 800 lead on top lane. The big one is the mid lane and the bot lane. As expected in the bot lane because of that period of time where SGA was just missing. But SGA finally has his Rage Blade. It's going to be a while. He probably needs another 2 items. And the wall coming out to separate that front line from the back. And the Bramble actually going to be used there. Doesn't land on anyone, but maybe it distracts them. But Minnesota going to continue pushing in a fantastic shove there. Seismic shove going in, but a very nice ultimate from Iconic to zone the rest of the team off. And Ernst is going to fall down due to SGA's ultimate locking him down. And a fight win, and Tanker is in a very interesting spot. His pathing was definitely not ideal in that situation, and that's going to cost him his flash here. Oh, and Tanker is going to fall down here more than likely. Oh, but Khan does get the return kill, but it might be the end of him too, but Potato is able to get him escorted out. He does have that red buff now, so he is going to regen. Although it would have been nice on Khan. We finally hit 2 minutes here. Reevaluating, we are at still at a 6k gold lead. Our kill score is tied, but there is a big differential in the fact that there's 5 kills going over, or 5 tower kills going over to the side of Minnesota. It is an Ocean Dragon up and available, so I assume this is going to be the next play here, especially given the fact that they have Smite plus Callista. Of course, Univ can come in and flash Smite and deal a lot of damage, however I don't think he's really worried about giving up an Ocean Dragon in this situation. Instead, they're going to set up shop over at this Baron, get some vision down. They have the TP available for Ben, but he is going to get jumped down from everyone or 3 people from the side of Minnesota, and they are going to have, I don't know if this is a very useful play here, in that they're going to end up pushing into an inhib tower. And with everyone on the bot side, I mean, technically they could go and make for a play onto this Baron, but they opt not to, and instead going to try and match this push bottom here. UMN win trading. I don't think that's possible here. The ultimate is going to go down from SGA. Xithris is going to pop his own ultimate here. Khan is low, but he does have a lot of shields. And they are going to secure that kill onto BK Smooth, and Ernst flashing in a little bit over eager there. It might fall down to turret, but he lives just in time, and Tanker's going to finish off Koopy Poopy, and that could be, well, it's going to crack the base for sure. However, with Ben still up, they do have a decent amount. Ooh, and I have no idea where that came from actually. Oh, it was the dot damage coming from the Leandries. So a little curious on how he was able to die afterwards, since it's not like he has dot damage himself. But Ben is going to pursue on his own. Ernst is low, so maybe he gets that kill, but for sure he would end up dying in exchange. Iowa is perhaps looking to make a move for this Baron. Maybe it's just ward clearing. They have a decent amount of coverage here, but they would like to refresh their ward coverage, I would assume. But with the inhib cracked in the bot lane, that's a big power play coming from the side of Minnesota. And with supers coming in, it's going to force someone to be on duty 24/7 in that bot lane. Yeah, they certainly could have gone for that Baron play instead of allowing the play bottom, instead of doing that play bottom. Of course, it's too late now, but in the moment. The power spike I would be looking for here is once as Gia hits that Runans, it's probably the point they might be to win a fight. Of course, if they... Oh, and it looks like they're going to pop a lot of ultimates for the Nunu here. They might be able to secure him, but as Gia is going to get the ultimate down. And this might not be a great choke for him, but BK Smooth is going to fall down here, and that is going to give up the inside track for this Baron. As they look to clear out all the wards, they might end up starting this as well. Naidukan is starting it. They are over the wards. So they are going to have vision of this play. It's just a matter of, are they going to make... With Tanker GA, he is safe. It's just a matter of, does he find a good place to die? Ernst is going to end up falling here. And it looks like things are getting ugly with Tanker the only... Oh, they are able to get 3. Oh, except Ben takes out one more. Potato falls to that empowered Soul Flare. And it seems a little overly forced. I think they should have gone for the turn for the fight instead, but chose to finish it. And it's really hard to do both because they really only have one dedicated hard tank for that Baron in Potato. So if Potato turns, no one's able to continue the Baron. If Potato doesn't turn, they have no front line to really deal with that team fight. So it's really up to Potato to make the play call here. Yeah, certainly the Gophers are in a bad spot right now. Tanker stealing away the red buff is going to be nice. But Potato sitting on that Warmogs is going to feel pretty good for him. Wave clear is going to be an issue now that they have Baron minions. They are going to be able to crack, take down that entire second ring. I am taking the second game. Nice. And it looks like they're looking to push both mid and top at the same time. Tanker is going to be able to move over to the side lanes quickly here. Ernst throwing down the wall to isolate. Oh, and a nice block from BK Smooth, and Zithris popping the Taric ultimate. He actually goes back in. I think it's a little bit errant there. That might throw the fight over here. The fight is possible to win now from the side of Iowa, but it looks like they're just going to hold their base for now. They've got supers pushing in onto the Nexus turrets, and Kubi Poopy is headed over to take care of that. It's going to be very difficult to crack this tower now. It was pretty difficult to crack before. too, but it's especially harder when you don't have your other marksman to crack it. That said, both Tanker and Naidukan are pretty low ranged AD carries or auto attackers, so it is a little bit dangerous to walk into a gangplank and a Karma, so a little bit difficult times ahead of them, but they were able to actually they weren't really able to do much with that, so not a great Baron power play, especially since their Baron play itself was pretty subpar. So now it's gonna come down to can they reclaim this inhib? And the nice thing with losing all these towers is that SGO doesn't really have to go too far to get that farm, you know? So that's helped him get it back into this. He has that Runans, and he does have a full protect the Varus composition to work with, so should be pretty nice for him. So we have Taker working up in that top side. Naidukan, Zith, and Potato do want to try and pressure out this bottom inhib, but they are going to have to be careful. Talia can roam over very quickly. Tanker also has that TP, but given that it's right outside the base, it's GP will probably beat him to it if he just runs. If he sees that TP coming in. Holy shit. Some lag happening there. Tanker walking over. Zith is going to pop his own ultimate. Ernst is going to wall him off, but a very interesting interaction with the Braum ultimate in that it rejects it, and it looks like it's a sour fight coming from the side of... Ooh, Zithris also taking one more Q from the... Oh, and it looks like Tanker's flashing in for Ezgia, and they have to kill Ezgia here. Otherwise, it is going to be a lost team fight, but it is going to reset here. Ernst taking a big Q, and they are going to finish off this inhib, but Iowa could choose to pursue. They end up not, and that could have really gone either way as Gia almost bursted down, but with that full protect the AD carry composition, he was able to survive pretty easily. And the sensor finished by Karma is going to boost his damage a lot, or at least boost Varus's damage. So Ben finishing that is going to be a big power spike. And it is going to put him in great position for this next Baron fight. And I think we're going to be seeing some issues now, especially since Tanker actually doesn't have a Last Whisper built yet, and he's up against 3 Ninja Tabby builders, so his poke is going to be fairly minimal here. I don't like this build. I would have liked the earlier Last Whisper for this. Ernst is also getting poked out pretty heavily here, so he's going to have to be careful with his positioning. They are going to start up this Baron, and Iowa looking to bank it all onto one more team fight, which is kind of what this meta has been turning into if people watch some of the pro play here, where it basically comes down to we can do whatever the fuck we want pre-30, and then we just win a team fight 30 minutes and win the game. Yay! But looks like Gophers are going to try and force play top lane again. Talia, while coming in, isn't going to isolate anyone, and they are going to secure this tower. I do like that play. BK Smooth looking for a play here. They want to hold on to this inhib. They get the ultimate onto Ernst, but as Gia is blown up, and this could be game here. Zithra's going in. They isolate BK Smooth, and BK Smooth falls. Tanker flashing in, wants to get the kill onto Ben, and they're just coming down onto these two Nexus towers, and this could be game one going over to the side of the Gophers. Ben trying his hardest to wave clear, but no can do, and that is going to be game one going over to the side of Gophers with a 15-minute pause in there, even though it was only a 33-minute game, so it ended up being quite long. Pretty good game one coming from the side of Gophers, at least being able to really play aggressively. However, they did find issues closing out the game. And here we are waiting for the next game. Let's switch it over here. Let's see. Play. Tournament code. Oh shit. JK. That was not what I. Throw myself into spectate. It looks like we're actually going for blue side. Gophers do have the first pick, or not first pick, side selection for game two, so looks like we're opting for blue side. At least that's what it looks like right now. No lead for Last Whisper, only 1.5 tanks on Iowa. He needs to outlive Iowa kiting composition. I suppose, but at the same time with Varus building the Ninja Tabby, your goal is to essentially just kill the AD carry. Checking over onto my C9 boys over at CSGO. For anyone watching the major or interested in CSGO, Cloud9 is up 4-1 in the last map. Maybe I should put on some music while we're waiting. What do you guys want to listen to? Frank, did you check your... I mean, I have... Let's see. I would check it, but I think I left my phone out in the living room, which I can go grab now. I'll click on this. Enjoy yourself.
I've been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, Achilles and his gold, Hercules and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fists. And clearly I don't see myself upon that list. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss, just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss.
Oh, it looks like we're headed into game 2. Close that tab. Alright. First pad's going to be Azir. Oh, man. Oof. Alright, so I would assume the reason why they swap over to blue side is to force Iowa to ban out the Nunu Cog. Actually, they're just gonna ban Cog by themselves. I guess that's probably Naidukan not playing it. But if they don't ban, I would assume they leave up the Nunu. Okay, so they banned the Gangplank. And I would think that they opt for the Nunu. But maybe because they won, they don't think that the Nunu was an issue. I think they had a pretty good game plan around it, so it's not like it was bad. And they are going to first pick the Sejuani. So my reasoning, so what I'm confused about is why you would first pick Sejuani when you were probably going to get her playing it on the red side. Because if you're not getting an important first pick, you would much rather have both the first pick second round and the last pick in the entire draft. So the Caitlyn does get locked in. Janna actually surprisingly locked in. So Nunu Kate, pretty good. We're also dealing with a completely different AD carry bot lane champion pool with BK Smooth moving from support over to AD carry. Ernst is looking to lock in that Rise. Not too surprising there. Actually, if we look over to Iowa, they did expend 3 bans onto Ernst, which does leave the Camille available. Ben opting for the Karma pick again. I'm actually really confused if Azgia needed to leave. Because Ben did mention that Sensory is the mid-main for the roster. Which leaves you to wonder why not just play Karma in the support position with Ben. But it looks like Camille is going to get banned out second rotation, which makes sense. You typically don't want to lock in Camille that early, I don't think. Although I think locking it over a Janna pick would be better, in my opinion, since although I do believe that Janna did get banned last time. There were a lot of support bans coming out, but I think this Taric was pretty solid. The Tristana is going to get banned out, but I suppose Kalista does really poorly into Caitlyn, so that would be why they wouldn't go for Kalista. Or opt for something better than Kalista. And they do ban out the Braum, which is very surprising given that BK Smooth is not in the support position. And I'm not sure about Sensory's champion pool. I would assume they did look up some quick op.ggs. They lock in the Lulu, and this is a make the Caitlyn hyper carry composition, beyond hyper carry composition. Jesus. Karma shields, Lulu shields, Nunu attack speed, Lulu attack speed, Lulu on hit. Basically, if BK Smooth basically has to die. That's basically the gist of it. So we're looking at who is Koopy Poopy going to take up into the top lane. Honestly, if he wanted to take Lulu or Karma up in the top lane, it would be just fine. But it looks like he's hovering a tank pick and is going to lock in the Maokai. So Maokai still does very well in the team fights. However, just like with all tanks against Jace, you're going to struggle very mightily. And so those are the compositions locked in. Again, we have the Karma mid coming from Ben. He is running the cleanse this time. Sejuani Nunu matchup going to be the same. Varus instead of the Kalista I think is a better idea. Zith is running Ignite. So interestingly enough, so maybe he wants to get some kill pressure early. Rise is going to end up running that teleport instead of the heal. Now it's being run on to his Talia. It looks like Cloud9 is now on the back foot. Damn. Just gonna open up the stream onto my phone. My boys. So now we're just waiting for the 3-minute delay before we can implement the 5-minute delay. Wow, look, all these delays. Woo, great. Cloud9 down 5-8. Skadoodle with a huge frag there. Tarek with the op. Ooh, it's going to. Could shut down FaZe Clan right here. I should have played some music earlier. Keep you guys entertained as everyone dies. Rest in peace.
Summer nights and liberties, never growing up. I'll take with me Polaroids and the memories, but you know I'm gonna leave behind the worst of all.
Got 2 masters here. Namcon make masters? It looks like he did.
Who's gonna rock you when the sun won't let you sleep?
Nice.
Who's waking up to drive you home when you're drunk and alone? Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? It ain't me. No Bowery, no whiskey neat like gold. I don't know, like gold. I don't know, no Bowery, no whiskey neat like gold. I don't know, like gold. It ain't me, no, no. It ain't me, no, no. Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? Who's gonna rock you when the sun won't let you sleep? Who's waking up to drive you home when you're drunk and alone? Who's gonna walk you
Oh man. Koopy poopy. Let's go. Hello, friends. Oh. Okay.
come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are.
So I had complaint from the team that maybe there wasn't enough delay, so I will wait just a little longer this time.
Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Oh, let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming up tails, heads on a science apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science,
Nobody said it was easy.
No one ever said it would be so.
Oh, did they pause? I feel like they paused again. Because it's only hit 1 minute. And we're almost 3 minutes done with the song. I'm gonna start playing the start the game after the song is finished. I assume there's a pause. Recording. Boom. Alright. Let's go, boys.
A summoner has reconnected.
So it was Koopy Poopy having some issues there.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Alright, it looks like it's going to be a standard, pretty much 5-man spread from everywhere. Not much happening. Gonna be a trade of shields. Exciting. Wow. I wish I would show what should we call? I wish I would show the keystones. Keystones shown in game in spectator mode would be fantastic. Just like in pro play, that would be nice. But they don't. Alright, what do you guys want me to talk about? Whoever is in the chat still? What shall we chat about? Ooh, they want to contest that Krug. Kanye's gonna have a little bit of trouble there. And Koopy Poopy actually missed the twisted advance. Unfortunate. So much airy put into this game. We've got what, 4 Aries? One in each of the supports and one on Tinker and one on Ben. Alright, a lot of chip damage going on to the bot lane. Radicron's slowly getting cut down, but DK Smooth also getting cut down. Zith is having a 1v1 and Koopy Poopy falls down. And Naidukan holding on to his summoner heal as long as possible. And does end up burning eventually. But it was... Oh, wait. DK Smooth has a TP. I wonder if he has I would assume he has whatchamacallit, Unsealed Spellbook. And I can certainly understand that. And it looks like they're going for a top dive here. And Tanker. Yeah, excellent dive actually coming from the top side, knowing that they don't have any TPs to back him up. They're able to just go in on him. what happened in the bot lane? Let's see. Gotta go. How did the first game finish? You know, 9-1. Thanks. That would have been surprising if Iowa came back from AFK. Yep, good fight at Baron, but it got a turnaround. They subbed out. Yep. There needs to be a stopwatch email. So close. They do secure that kill onto Iconic with Ernst coming in with a TP. Lulu Caitlyn should. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was mostly Lulu Caitlyn stuff. If you guys notice, there is a TP being run onto Caitlyn, so she is able to return to lane pretty much instantly. So while Nidukon has to walk all the way back to catch waves, you know, BK Smooth is just bam right there. And I think what he's running is Unsealed Spellbook, which is basically what you run onto shoving AD carries, like Sivir is using it a lot. That's basically the one you use, Spellbook, the main one. But Caitlyn certainly makes sense because if you use your Q a bunch, you are going to become mana hungry, and it basically allows you to reset your mana. That's basically the use of Spellbook here. Yeah, so you don't lose any lane pressure, and you just keep pushing. And Tinker actually finishes the Blade of the Ruined King, which is pretty good against tanks, of course, as it is known to be the tank buster item. I assume he's going for a, not Phage, but, ooh. Yeah, Tinker's doing pretty well.